Hi, I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World, and I am here with Noma Mushali Moses from HealthyBlackWoman.com. How you doing today, Noma?
I'm doing great, boys. How are you?
I'm doing really well. It looks like there was some controversy at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. The president. I mean, of course, there's always going to be controversy when the president is involved, right? But this
Mm.
doesn't. This actually doesn't involve the president. This involves Washington Post columnist Helena Andrews. I think that's her name. And they apparently CNN filmed her when showing her texting during the national anthem. And as a result, she's gotten a lot of criticism, and she's got people calling for her to be fired from her job. Is that right?
Right.
Yeah, for texting during the national anthem, I guess because people see it as some kind of disrespect toward the flag. Now, it does. You have to wonder: is it a coincidence that she happens to be black, or would they have done this to anybody? It's hard to know. But what did you think about it when you saw it?
You just took the words right out of my mouth. The first thing is, I wonder, had it been a white woman texting, would there be so much uproar about this issue? And then the second thing is, as far as I've read, the story was covered across a lot of blogs and newspapers and so forth. All of them seem to imply that the people who have the biggest problem with her and her texting are white people who claim to be patriots and really respect the flag and the national anthem and feel offended that she does not have that same respect. Personally, I feel like obviously it's the whole thing is being blown out of proportion. I think that she shouldn't have even bothered responding, which she did. Did you see how she responded?
Wait, I'm sorry. I was texting while you were talking.
She said, um,
should I be fired for that?
"Should
Is
I
that
be fired? Should you be fired?" Yes, yes.
I'm being silly. I'm being silly. No, no. In all seriousness, I think that obviously this is overblown. But I now you actually did ask me a question. I want to
I
make
was
sure I
saying, did you have the text up of what she responded and said? She
yeah,
said
yeah.
something to the effect of, actually, believe it or not, I was doing my work. In other words, she was live texting or tweeting or something that I'm at at this correspondence dinner, and right now, this is what's happening. So she was literally working.
Yeah, but I mean, would that satisfy a patriot, though? I mean,
Apparently
it
not.
seems that according to these so-called patriots, you're not supposed to be doing anything during the national anthem. You're supposed to be sitting here doing this, right? And so, whether they overreacted or not, it's hard to say. I personally agree with you that if she weren't black, there probably would not have been as much of an uproar. But what's interesting too is that it seems that there is kind of this consistent tension amongst some whites when it comes to I guess their perception that black people are not as patriotic as whites are. Remember, Michelle Obama got in trouble for saying for the first time, "I'm very proud to be an American." And
Hmm.
and I talked to Susan Patton, the Princeton mom, the other day on air, and she was saying that is outrageous. I can't believe she would say that. What do you mean for the first time you're proud to be an American? And I think that what maybe is going on subconsciously is I think intelligent white people know that black people don't have a lot of reasons to be proud to be an American. I mean, you lynched us. You put my father in prison. You beat the hell out of my son with a billy club, and then said that the cop
And
didn't
killed
do anything wrong.
someone.
I mean, you left me unemployed for months at a time, and the politicians had nothing to say about it, right?
Right.
So, even if you point to that issue on black employment, for example, black employment is consistently in the double digits, and no one says a word. But if white unemployment gets to 8 or 9%, the whole world goes crazy. Oh my God, how are we going
Right.
to survive? So
This is
we
terrible.
right.
Yes,
So
yes.
so so in this country, integration has put us in the basement. That's pretty much it. We've been integrated, but we were in it. It's almost like somebody inviting you into their house and saying you can sleep outside with the dog. And now you're integrated. You're a member of this family. You're part of this house, right? Well, maybe you don't want to be in the house. Maybe you're gonna say, I'm gonna stay in the dog's house because I don't have anywhere else to live. Because I sold my house because you told me to come here to
Hmm.
live with you, but I'm not gonna be happy about it. So
Right.
that's that question. I mean, do black people have any reason to hold their hand over their chest during the Pledge of Allegiance? What do you think?
Personally, I don't think so. I even used to question why, when there were wars, there were black people who would go out and defend. I don't know what they're defending because they were defending a country where they themselves were not necessarily treated like equals. There's always been a double standard. If you really, really get to know the history of this country, and by this country I mean the USA, there's always been a double standard, and it's still going on today. I think I told you I'll never forget the day that the Trayvon Martin verdict was announced. My life has never been the same, and I've never seen this country the same ever again. I really used to be a person who had hope that things would change, that we were moving forward. And since that happened, I just don't have that level of faith and that level of hope that things will turn around. And I see too much evidence that nothing's changed, and it seems like things are actually worse. Maybe they're not. Maybe there's just more diligent reporting of the things that are happening. I don't know. Maybe you can tell me. But I don't see myself as a black person. Don't get me wrong. I actually love the United States. I live in the United States. I'm married to an American. I have American kids, American friends. We have a good life. But as far as going so far as to saying I'm very patriotic and it's a problem if I don't hold my chest. I just feel like there's a double standard. That woman doesn't deserve all this attention she's getting.
Mm. Well, I agree. I don't think she did anything wrong. I mean, loyalty should be earned. It shouldn't sort of be coerced upon people. And if she doesn't feel inspired to hold her hand over her chest for the national anthem, then so be it. And I will
Right.
say that when you talk about America, one of the biggest lies in the world is this a whole idea of American exceptionalism. We've had it pounded into our head that this is the greatest country in the world, and there are freedoms here that don't exist anywhere else, and that's a lot of that's just not true. We really
Right.
we're shooting ourselves in the foot as a country. We're headed downhill in most indicators. Our educational system is crap, and then to make matters worse, we've got a huge incarceration problem. We incarcerate more of our citizens than any country in the world. Most of those citizens happen to be African American, mostly black men, disproportionately black men. So what in the hell are we celebrating at that point? I mean, there's nothing to celebrate there. And then when you talk about the military, I have a lot of respect for soldiers. I mean, a lot of respect for soldiers. I mean, there are few greater sacrifices you can make than to put your life on the line to protect other people. Even if you're being paid to be there, you still deserve that respect. But the interesting thing to me is that most of our military activity has not been to defend the country. It's not as if we're fighting off invaders from the north that are coming to, pillage and plunder our villages. We're going to sovereign nations that didn't do a thing to us, and we're bombing their cities and destroying them so corporations can make money by extracting their resources and building the cities back up. A lot of people made money from the Iraq and Afghanistan wars, and so the people suffer so that these companies can get rich by going around the world, literally conquering other countries. We are conquerors and invaders. We are not defenders. So
Right.
even in that regard, um, you know, when you go in the military and they call you to go to war, you got to ask yourself. It started going even before Vietnam. But Vietnam, for example, a lot of people started saying, "Well, why are we even here?" There's nobody. Muhammad Ali said, "No Viet Cong ever called me nigga." Number one, but then even the white guys could say, they didn't do anything to us. The Viet Cong. I mean, that's something happening in a country that's thousands of miles away. We didn't even know what Vietnam was, and you're telling us to go over here and fight as if they're attacking us, and that's just not the case. So,
Not cool.
so long story short, she shouldn't be fired. We think that's silly. Hopefully, the Washington Post has enough sense not to discipline her for it. But maybe the whole texting during the anthem, maybe you could, I don't think I would be texting during the national anthem because I think that would be kind of awkward. Especially, remember though, I mean, she's a strong black woman, but she works for white people, and so you can't upset the big boss without possibly getting in trouble for that. Which is why I don't work for white people anymore. No disrespect to white people, but I ain't working for you. So anyway, Norman Lang, I'll let you get the last word.
I can only just agree with you that, we might think that it's ridiculous that anybody's saying that she should get fired, but we do have to face the facts, like you said, that she is an employee, and she has an image. The employer has an image, and she's a representative of that company, the Washington Post. So she does have some level of responsibility. That being said, I still don't think that. Anybody in their right mind would want to let her go from her job for that simple reason.
Right, absolutely. Okay, well, thank you very much, Noma. I appreciate your
Thank you.
insight as always. Everybody, this is Noma Langa Mushali Moses. Her website is called healthyblackwoman.com. I hope you will go check out her website. And I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World. And by the way, we have a new film out called Resurrecting Black Wall Street. It's about the Black Wall Street atrocity in 1921. We're resurrecting the story, resurrecting the ideas that led to the creation of one of the most powerful and amazing black communities in all of history, particularly from an economic perspective, but they were amazing in so many other ways, and I think it's something worth looking into. If you'd like to support the film, please go to resurrectingblackwallstreet.com. That's resurrectingblackwallstreet.com. This money's being used to employ black people, so I hope that you will support. It's just $20. Go pre-order the film. Your kids will never forget this story. Every black child in America needs to hear it. So until we meet again, please stay strong, be blessed, and be educated. We are gone. Peace.